Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Kloba's Corner. Today I have a few things I need to talk to you about, so I need your brief attention during this advisory. First off, I just want to say great job to our courteous cougar last time. That was Caden Stanberry. We have selected, or I have selected another student this next 2 weeks for our courteous cougar, and that is Bailey Clark. I just want to congratulate Bailey Clark. You've done a nice job. I've been watching. She's very patient in the parking lot. She is courteous to the students that are crossing the crosswalk. She stops and lets them through. She also is courteous to other drivers, and she's constantly stopping after school, allowing other drivers that aren't as patient to go ahead in front of her to leave. So Bailey, keep up the good work. But you are the next courteous cougar. Congratulations on that. Everyone else, keep on working at it. Make sure that you are doing a nice job being courteous like Caden and Bailey have been. And you can get that close parking spot too, right up by the front door. I have a feeling that's going to become really popular here in the winter time. So when it starts getting a little bit cooler, maybe we'll have some students working really, really hard to get that spot. Bailey and Caden, don't worry, you will have a chance to continue winning it in the future. So just keep that in mind also. Next, I'd kind of like to talk to you guys a little bit about PBIX. We are bringing back PBIS, which stands for Positive Behavior Intervention System. We are going to be talking about different things on Kloba's Corner. Your teachers might be pointing out a few different things. Right now, you might notice in the classroom, some of these new posters. Says on here about being responsible, being respectful, and being successful. Those are the three things that we are focusing on here. We have those being responsible, being respectful, and being successful. I'd like to talk to you guys a little bit about what being responsible means. Being responsible means that you are bringing your Chromebook charge to school, using your passing periods wisely. We'll talk more about this later on in this conversation. Being respectful. I can't stress this enough. I've been seeing a little bit more frequently students getting referrals about not being respectful, gross insubordination, being disrespectful to teachers and adults. This doesn't just go towards teachers, but also our paraprofessionals and any adult that we have in the building. All right, they are responsible for it. None of our teachers are going to ask you to do something that will harm you. All right, if they ask you to do something, please do what the teacher asks you to do. If they ask you to put away your phone, put your phone away. You don't have to argue about it either. That's a great thing about things. A lot of times when teachers tell you to do something, if they're telling you take off your hat, if they're telling you to put away your Chromebook, or if they're telling you to put away your phone, at that moment, they're not giving you a referral. They're not writing you up. They're asking you to do something. And it's not going to harm you. I mean, the rule book says don't have your phone out. The handbook says don't wear hats and hoods. The handbook says, well, it doesn't say in the handbook, but we're talking about, wearing masks now. We have to wear masks. All right, these are all things that teachers are going to ask you to do. They're going to ask you to pull up your mask. They're going to ask you to take your hat off. They should be asking you to take off your hood. They should be asking you to put away your phone. It's not up to you to argue with them. Just do it, because that's what you're supposed to do. Those are the expectations here at school. And I'm sorry, but if you have a tendency to talk back, and you may not think it's talking back, but if a teacher asks you to do something, and you say, well, hold on, wait a minute, that's talking back. If a teacher's telling you to do something, saying, hey, you need to stop talking, and you start arguing and say, well, I wasn't talking, now you've created a situation where we didn't have a situation before. The teacher just asked you to stop talking. If you weren't talking, fine, continue not talking. But if you were talking, now it's the time to stop, not argue about it. Arguing about it's not going to do you any good. That teacher just asked you to stop talking. They didn't say, hey, stop talking or else I'm going to give you a referral. All right, they might get to that point after like the third or fourth time asking you stop talking, or you can substitute talking to being on your phone or you're wearing your hat. All right, if the teacher has to tell you more than once, then it's going to become an issue. Just do the first time they ask you, just stop. And if you're talking and disrupting class, you may not think it's a big deal, but you're keeping others from learning. And it is the teacher's job to make sure that the environment that the students are in is a learning environment for all. And you may be learning and talking with your friends and joking around, and you might still be learning, but you are interfering with the learning of others. You could be. So if the teacher asks you to stop, just stop. There's no need for an argument. There's no need for a rebuttal. There's no need, but teacher, but. No, there's no reason for that. Just stop. If not, you're going to find yourself getting a referral, and you're going to find yourself in my office, and you're going to find yourself spending some time after school, because your teachers don't need, your classmates don't need the disruption, your teachers don't need the disruption. And if you can't behave in class, if you can't follow expectations, then we will address those. All right? Be respectful. A teacher is not going to ask you to do anything that's going to harm you. If a teacher asks you to do it, you don't have to argue. You don't have to talk back. All of that is viewed as being disrespectful. If you ignore them, that is viewed as being disrespectful. If they tell you to put away your phone and then you still have it out, you didn't say anything, but you're just ignoring it. Guess what? That's disrespectful. All right, I'm asking you, I'm telling you, you need to start being respectful to your classmates, but you also need to be respectful to your teachers and other adults in the building. If it's a paraprofessional talking to you in the hallway or at lunch, you're respectful to them. No need to talk back. Be successful. All right, part of being successful is asking for help in the class. If you don't understand something, raise your hand, ask for help. Don't be afraid of asking for help. That's the way you learn. And I guarantee you, if you're nervous about raising your hand and asking a stupid question, people are going to be like, oh, he or she doesn't know what she's doing. I guarantee you, if you ask that question, there's going to be other students in there like, oh man, I'm thankful he asked that question. I'm thankful she asked that question. Now I don't have to ask it. Don't be embarrassed by asking questions. That's how you learn. All right? So be successful. Be brave. Be willing to ask for help. Stay organized. Communicate with your teachers and staff. Okay? If you're on quarantine, I encourage you, send out an email to your teachers. If you're not going to be at school, send out an email to your teachers. Don't fall behind. Okay? I mean, you can't be remote unless you're under quarantine. Okay? Just because you decide to take a family vacation or you're not at school doesn't mean you get to be remote. But it doesn't mean you can't do your homework. All right? Reach out to your teachers if you can. Send them an email. Don't be afraid. If you don't like your grades, talk to your teacher. Ask what you need to do to improve it. That's part of being successful. Advocate for yourself. All right? Advocate for yourself. All right? Now, so we are focusing on being responsible, being respectful, and being successful. Teachers are going to be getting a card here pretty soon, little slips of paper. And on there, they're going to have, be responsible, be respectful, be successful. Okay? And if teachers catch you doing this in class, they're going to put your name down on the ticket. They're going to circle what they caught. They're going to put their name down. They're going to give you that ticket. You can turn that ticket into one of the envelopes that'll be on the front window in the office. And each week we will do a drawing, and your name might get drawn for some cool prizes. All right, it might have some gift certificates in there. There might be some other things. Okay, it'll be a surprise, but there will be some neat things in there, some gift cards in there. Reward those students that are doing what you're supposed to be doing a good job, being respectful, responsible, and successful. Also, there's going to be a monthly reward. So starting next Monday on November 15th, I'm going to start tracking our data, our referral data. And all students who go referral free starting November 15th, which is next Monday, close to right before Christmas break, if you are referral free, and that includes tardies, so you can't get a tardy, you will get to participate in a social advisory. For those of you who are freshmen or sophomore, you may not know what a social advisory is, but a couple years ago we had it to where if you met this criteria, you could have a social advisory. And what that social advisor is, one day we will call down all the freshmen, and if you met the requirement, you had no referrals, including tardies, then you can come to the gym and you can use that time. You can play basketball with your friends. You can sit with your friends. You don't have to play anything. You can just hang out with them. And you kind of get a free time, get to socialize with other classmates that may not necessarily be in your advisory. Okay, so that's what the social advisories are. And we'll have that towards the end, probably the last week before Christmas or Christmas break. We'll come up with a definite time here shortly, but for all students starting Monday, so even if you've had tardies, if you've gotten some referrals for being disrespectful, that's all in the past starting next Monday. All right, so I'm challenging you for this next month. Bring it to school. Bring yourself to school ready to learn, ready to be respectful, ready to be responsible, and ready to be successful. Okay, we've only got a month left before Christmas break, all right? You guys need to bring yourself together, and we can do this. I know you guys can do this. All right, so I'm asking you to please make sure that you're part of this celebration towards the end and you can go to that social advisory. All right. Lastly, I just quickly want to talk to you guys about bathroom usage. All right, I've had teachers plead with me, and I've been pleading with you guys to please use your passing period time to use the restroom. Every time that you raise your hand or ask to use the bathroom during class time, you're missing instruction. Okay, if it's something very important, the teacher might ask you to wait, but even then, you're missing instruction, and they're gonna have to reteach that, or else you're gonna miss out. And your teacher doesn't want to reteach it, and your teacher doesn't want you to miss out on anything. All right, so it's very important. You guys get 3 minutes between classes. That's plenty of time to get from one side or the other. Better yet, you're allowed to use the bathrooms at lunchtime. Okay, you're allowed to use the bathrooms at lunchtime. So if you have to use the bathroom, make sure that you're using it during lunchtime. Okay, don't wait until you get to the class after lunch and say, "Oh, I need to use the restroom now." You just had a whole 30 minutes to use the restroom during lunchtime. Now I understand there's only 2 restrooms in there, and it gets a little challenging at times because it's a popular time to use it, which it should be. If you really, really need to go to the bathroom and those bathrooms are both full, you can ask Mrs. Johnson or Mrs. Agrill for permission to possibly use the middle school bathroom, but you have to ask for permission. You can't just go on your own. All right? So I am opening up the middle school bathroom only during lunchtime to our middle school or to our high school students, only with permission from one of the paraprofessionals that are in the lunchroom. You have to ask them. And they're only going to allow one at a time to use the restroom in the middle school hallway. All right, so please use your time wisely. That's part of being successful. All right. Now I know I kind of lectured you guys a little bit. I was a little rough on you guys about being respectful and all that, but it is very important. All right, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to your teachers about being respectful to others, being responsible for yourself, and to being successful. That's why we're all here. We're all here to see you be successful. All right. Now, with that being said, I want everyone to have a great week. Remember, you guys are trying to earn some tickets by showing positive behavior so you can win some rewards. And you also want to stay referral free for the next month so that you can celebrate in that social advisory towards the end of the year. Or at the end, well, it would be the end of the the school term before Christmas break, all right? So you can do this. I just want to tell everyone else, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to email me at kloba@IlliniCentral.org. Just remember to be respectful and responsible when you are writing me emails. And if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to stop and talk to me either. Besides that, I want everyone to stay classy and have a great couple of weeks. Thank you.